Hi and welcome back to the Free Swatches channel. Sorry it's taken me a while to get back to you with a new video. If you saw the last video, you'll know that I had a problem and that the watch that I was trying to sell on eBay got pulled down as a counterfeit item. I've got over that problem now because one of the viewers of the video has actually come forward and bought the watch off of me. I'm really pleased about this and it's gone to a good home, so everything has ended quite well. I was unable to resolve the problem with eBay. Turns out that it doesn't matter how often you try and phone them or what you do to try and get through to them, they're not a particularly communicative bunch, and really I haven't got enough time, there aren't enough hours in the day to sit there 23 hours a day to try and get through to someone, so I've ended up having to sort of draw a line under it. And fortunately, thanks to the subscriber who's come forward and bought the watch, we're now moving forward again. So in today's video I want to go through the figures with you and explain to you where we're up to in terms of the finances of the project, you know, from starting from that first watch that cost me £80 up until now. We're going to go through that and I want to talk to you about the watches I've been looking at in terms of buying another watch to move the project forward. So let's go and have a look at these numbers and we'll talk about that in a second. So I've just been going through the figures and I know exactly where we are now, and I thought it'd be useful because obviously this project is a financial one as well in terms of getting from £100 to a watch that's sort of £2,500 to £3,000. I thought I'll just go through the numbers and explain where we're up to. So just briefly, we bought the Tissot at £80, which sold at 230, giving us a net of 203. We then purchased an Omega watch at £111.50, sold for £510, but after the eBay fees and so on, all the parts, we netted £176.28. But obviously we have got the money in the pot on top from the watch itself. I then bought the Omega 30mm, that was the watch that we had all the trouble with last week, a few weeks ago, on eBay. So that was bought for £400, and I sold the watch for £700. One of the great things actually about selling it this way was that I didn't have any eBay fees. Because by the time I'd restored the dial, bought a crown, strap and a buckle and so on, the total for that and the parts was over £600. So there wasn't a lot of profit in the watch, but the bottom line now is that with the sale at £700 and a little bit of money left over from the previous two watches, we've now got a balance in the bank towards the Rolex, £747.48. So what I've been trying to do, I've been trying to look for a suitable watch in that price bracket, and what I've found is that it's actually quite a difficult price bracket on eBay to find a suitable watch, because there are plenty of watches that you could call projects in the sort of £200–300 price range, Omega automatic watches with 3 hands, but I've kind of already done that in the previous videos, and also I'm trying to move forward and ideally you just buy one watch for £700 and that'll be it, and then you can sell that for more and move on. It makes a cleaner video in my opinion, but it is a really difficult price bracket because the watches that are in there aren't quite right. You know, the only ones that I'm finding are sort of things that are already been prepared for sale, so obviously there's not much I can do in terms of moving those watches on and improving them. So it's been interesting. What we'll do now, let's have a look at some of the watches that I've been looking at, and I'll show you some of the watches I've been considering. The first watch I was looking at on eBay was a Universal Geneve Moonface with a triple calendar. I thought this would make a really excellent restoration project because not only is it a desirable watch, there's also quite a bit to show on the video in regards to the complication, and I could have plated the case and really improved the watch. The problem was I was completely out of my depth because the watch actually sold for £1,320. I've actually bid up to £961.73. I think I got a bit overexcited here and obviously went well over what I was supposed to be spending, but I was quite attracted to this watch. But admittedly, at £1,320, it's hard to justify, you know, adding nearly the same again in terms of monetary value into the project when I'm supposed to just be you know, working my way up organically through the watches. So that watch obviously wasn't meant to be, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. The next one I had a look at was a vintage Tudor Oyster. Now I had my reservations about this watch because of the size. At only 34mm, it would reduce the desirability of the watch when it comes to selling it on. So I was reluctant to sort of spend too much on it. And I had the number in mind of about £500 for this one. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I thought, well, I need to think of a number that would allow some room to make some profit at the end of it. The watch sold for £740, which is well above what I felt I'd be comfortable paying. So that was the end of that one. And the last watch I looked at and thought about bidding on was a CWC mechanical chronograph. I really like these watches. I like the CWC brand, and I like the design of them, and I know that they do have a good resale. But I spoke to a friend of mine who deals in military watches, and he said that these watches do tend to just sell for what they sell for, and that if I just service the watch, which is about all I can do to it, I'm probably not going to add that much value. So I took his advice on board, and this watch sold for £807. Very nice watch for £807, but probably not ideal for the project, just on the basis that there's no profit to be had. Now for some good news at last. I've bought another watch. So I've been looking out for a chronograph, because what I really want to do is to buy a watch where I can make a video about the movement itself. Chronograph movements are really interesting, and the one that I've been looking for is the Omega Chronostop. This is interesting because it's only got a chronograph complication for a seconds hand. I've been looking out on eBay and I've picked one up recently, and I'll show you the details here. Paid £398 for it. In the description, the watch says it needs a service, so I'm looking forward to the watch arriving and having a look. And what we'll do in the next video, we'll do the unboxing together, we'll have a look, we'll see what I've bought, and then we can actually move forward with actually getting that watch repaired and hopefully improving it, adding value to the watch and moving it on. So that's coming up shortly, but in the meantime, thanks very much for sticking with the videos. I do really appreciate all the support I've had. I had some really nice comments about the eBay problem. It seems like it rang a bell with a lot of people. A lot of people seem to be in a similar position in terms of just trying to get through to eBay and the frustration. Admittedly, I was trying to look from a sort of slightly funny angle and you know, just have a bit of fun with it at the same time. But I did really appreciate all the support that people sent to me, and obviously the fact that one of you has actually bought the watch and it's now with its new owner is really nice as well, because it makes me feel as if it's been worthwhile making these videos, that I can actually, you know, sell the watch and pass it on to someone who's been part of the process with us. So that's really good. If you haven't hit the button to subscribe to the videos yet, please go ahead and do that, because then you're in a position to also click on the bell to get the notifications when the new videos come out, and you'll be able to see the new watch as it is opened in the next video, which I hope is going to be a good video. I'm really looking forward to seeing the watch and seeing what we've bought. So thanks very much, and bye for now.